Oh, it was more, I thought it was, I thought that was May.
Actually,
It was May
the
meeting. we
April
talked
meeting or
about
May meeting, you said something about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was at Jewish Hospital
Yeah.
on the 7th, Dr. Kurt came in. He wanted to know where I was from. I said Middletown. He said, you're the second person from Middletown
Well,
today.
nope, he didn't do my back, though.
He didn't do your back?
No. It was Jewish Hospital, I was at Kettering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's neat, though.
Ready whenever you are.
Roger?
Call this July 20th, 2003 meeting of the Historic Commission to order. You call the roll.
Roger Daniel.
I'm here.
Sam Cornwall.
Here.
Rachel Rutherford.
Here.
Matt Dixon. Corey Carter.
Here.
And Andy Brickler.
Here.
You have quorum.
Okay, thank you. Okay, well, next we'll do is the meeting minutes, the
Roll call. Yeah.
roll call.
Swearing in of witnesses, which would be me,
Okay.
and then we can do Pledge of Allegiance if you'd like.
Oh, we just did the roll call.
I mean, swearing in of witnesses.
Okay. Did you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And your name and address?
James Metz, 1 Dunham Plaza.
See, you should have kept this thing. Is anybody else going to speak?
They can swear in as they come up.
Right? Okay, the next order on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. Now, missing on this agenda, I think we have to do the April 20th minutes also.
The April 20th meeting minutes were approved during the May 18th meeting with the request that the meeting time be changed from 5:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. to represent the actual time.
That's the only reason they're in here?
That's the only reason they're in here is just for you to see and then for Matt or Mr. Dixon to sign off on them
Okay.
and let the record show that Mr. Dixon didn't show up.
And I'm passing the gavel to him. Only thing we've done is talked about the minutes. We have not yet taken a roll or taken approval of the minutes.
Okay, but we have taken roll and sworn in the witnesses?
We have. The witness being James.
Okay.
I've reviewed them, and I have no additions or
No
edits.
All right, do we have a motion with respect to the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. The minutes for the Historic Commission's May 18th, 2023 meeting are approved. All right, the first item on the agenda is a certificate of appropriateness.
So tonight before us, we have a request for an issuance of a certificate of appropriateness for the installation of a 6-foot-tall wooden fence at 1112 South Main Street. 1112 South Main Street is a 2-story painted brick residential dwelling located in the South Main Historic District. The applicant is proposing the installation of a 6-foot-tall wooden fence. On the left-hand side is indicating what the fence would look like. In the center is a picture of the property that was submitted by the applicant from the rear of the property looking forward. And on the right-hand side is the drawing of the site plan. Just a note real quick, this application would require certificate of zoning compliance. The application, or the applicant is aware, and this would be approved for a certificate of zoning compliance as it stands. The applicant 1112 South Main Street is within the UCS sub-district indicated by the yellow arrow. The applicant is present. That ends my staff report.
All right, would the applicant like to speak to the application?
You like to speak? You don't have to. I'd also like to note that the applicant is at day 56, I believe now, so they've waited quite some time. Mr. Dixon will swear you in.
Oh, okay. Oh, we had already done. All right. Do you solemnly swear that you will, or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
My name is Stephanie Miller, and I live at 112 South Main with my husband and our 3 kids. We purchased the property in December of 2022, and we are renovating it from a doctor's office to a single-family home. As you can see, the backyard is a parking lot, so we've encountered some issues with people thinking they can park there still. So we would like to put up a fence to add privacy to our backyard so our kids have somewhere safe to play, and keep unwanted traffic out of our backyard and people wandering through, and just keep our things safe. So that is all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any member of the public that wants to speak in favor of the application? Is there any member of the public that wishes to speak in opposition to the application? All right. Is there any board discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve as submitted.
All right, if you can call the roll?
Andy Brickler,
Yes.
Corey Carter,
Yes.
Matt Dixon,
Yes.
Rachel Rutherford,
Yes.
Sam Cornwall, Roger Daniel.
Yes. The application is approved.
Next on our agenda, we have a request for an issuance of a certificate of appropriateness for the installation of a fence, pole, and deck at 2708 Central Avenue. 2708 Central Avenue is a 3-story colonial residential dwelling located in the Highlands Historic District. The applicant is proposing the installation of a pool, the installation of a deck and/or retaining wall, installation of a 4-foot black metal fence. Below is the picture of the pool submitted and deck submitted by the applicant. The image to the top right is the placement of where the pool would be. Bottom left is the placement or the style of fence that they would like, and on the right-hand side is a site plan indicating where the pool, deck, and fence would be. This would all be located in the rear yard. According to the site zoning map, property is zoned R2 residential within the Highlands Historic District. All applications would need, fence would need a certificate of zoning compliance, pool would need a pool permit, along with a certificate of zoning compliance, and pool and deck would be a combo for one for zoning. As it stands now, all applications all items on this application would be approved through zoning. That ends my staff report, and I believe the applicant is here. Yep.
Does the applicant wish to address the commission? Do you solemnly swear that any testimony you give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. Michael Mershad, 2708 Central. We moved in 2019 with a plan to eventually do this, and so through the years we've cleared out a lot of shrubbery that has been dying, trees that have been dying, and going through all those, we had stumps ground down, and just to get to this point here. So yeah, we're looking to do the site. The picture is just an example of another different pool that's not in yet. So yeah, that's about it.
Thank you.
So one question I got for you is, there is fence on either side, east and west of you, correct? And you're only putting fence on the north and south side?
There's all trees on both sides, and they have 4-foot chicken wire going in there to be a border, but I can't put a fence all the way in because of mowing.
Okay. So I guess it's more for planning commission, or not planning commission, but zoning does that meet the requirement for a pool? I'm assuming it does. That's not our spot, but that goes to the next phase.
During the pool inspection that's done by the building inspector through the building department, they would inspect to ensure that the pool is up to code, and then the property owner would have to have their homeowner's insurance come out, I believe. So that'll all be dealt with. As far as zoning, we look at setbacks from property and other residential buildings. So zoning-wise, this pool would be fine.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-mm.
Thank you.
All right, is there any member of the public that wishes to speak in favor of the application? Is there any member of the public that wishes to speak in opposition to the application? Being no response from the audience, is there any board discussion? In that case, do we have a motion?
Motion approved.
I'll second.
All right, if you can call the roll.
Roger Daniel,
Yes.
Sam Cornwall,
Yes.
Rachel Rutherford,
Yes.
Matt Dixon,
Yes.
Corey Carter,
Yes.
Andy Brickler.
Yes.
All right, the application is approved.
Wait on my invite.
Hey, I live across the street, so.
All right, the next item on the agenda is a certificate of appropriateness for 2800 Superior Avenue for a fence. Do we have a staff report?
We do. So tonight before us, we have a request for an issuance of a certificate of appropriateness for the installation of a 4-foot tall metal fence at 2800 Superior Avenue. 2800 Superior Avenue is a one-story brick residential dwelling located in the Highlands Historic District. The applicant is proposing the installation of a 4-foot tall brown metal fence located on the site plan to your left, and then similar in style and color to the image on your right. This fence would require certificate of zoning compliance, and it would meet it would be approved through zoning. Here's the property at 2800 Superior Avenue. It's zoned R2. That ends my staff report, and I do not believe the applicant is here.
All right. The applicant not being present, is there any member of the public that wishes to speak in support of the application? Is there any member of the public that wishes to speak in opposition to the application? There being no response, is there any board discussion?
Hey, James, can you go back one slide and just help me understand where the fence is actually going?
So this image right here is a little bit hard because north is actually facing to your left. I did that just so this slide would look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. So this is east, so it would come from their property and then head towards the road ever so slightly across their driveway, go down, and then it kind of cuts in just a little bit, and then it stops.
It's not going all the way
It's
around.
not going all around, it's just on the east side, basically, northeast side kind of thing. Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
It says these finials instead of spears on style. Look at top.
Mhm.
Which finials are these?
So I know in our packet from, it talked they were gonna be gold, correct? They're gonna be a gold color, the finials will be a gold color.
Correct. It's going to look similar to that in a brown color.
Okay,
Instead of having the spear tips, they're going to have the rounded arches over every spear.
I motion to approve.
We have a second.
I second.
All right. Please call the roll.
Roger Daniel,
Yes.
Sam Cornwall,
Yes.
Rachel Rutherford,
Yes.
Matt Dixon,
Yes.
Corey Carter,
Yes.
Andy Brickler.
yes.
All right. The next item on the agenda is a certificate of appropriateness for 1364, 1368 Central Avenue for window replacement and paint. We have a staff report.
We do. So tonight before us, we have a request for an issuance of a certificate of appropriateness for the installation of new windows on the second floor and a new facade paint. The property is 1364 to 1368 Central Avenue. It's a 2-story commercial building with the residential dwellings located on the upper floors within the Central Avenue Historic District. The applicant The applicant is proposing a new paint job, as indicated here, two-tone, and then replacement of the windows above. All visible from the street. Window detail is located here. The property is located within the UCC subdistrict, and neither of these would require a building or zoning permit.
Can you go back one slide?
Yep.
Are they proposing to install a 6-foot?
Yeah, that's an error on my fault.
Oh, okay, all right.
Sorry.
Help me understand what the bracket detail is. Is that below the window what they're proposing? So on the
I-
left.
You're talking about the left-hand side. You're not talking about
Yeah, the left, they're talking bracket detail, then, but if you look at the rendering to the right, below the
Mhm.
windows, there's something drawn below that. Are they trying to say that's what they're gonna do below, or you?
I think it's-
I'm not necessarily
it's up
certain.
Near the roof line.
Oh, okay,
I think it's those brackets. At least that's what I took when I read it.
okay.
For the painting. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Oh, that's paint colors, thank you.
And then the window detail, right now, it's a single pane glass,
Oh.
and they're looking at
Um,
breaking it up with the,
Okay, so I'm looking at a street view, below the windows is the AC units,
Yeah, same.
that's what it is. So do we know what style windows they are? I get they're a 9 light over 9 light, but are they aluminum, are they vinyl, are they?
that information was not presented.
It's like almost anything will be an improvement over what's there.
Yeah.
He also owns the 2 adjacent buildings, and they have the 9/9 lights.
Yep,
I'd say it's vinyl.
okay.
I don't know that.
Yeah, but that's what my guess would be too.
So the applicant is not present.
No, the applicant is not present.
Is there any member of the public that wishes to speak in favor of the application? Is there any member of the public that wishes to speak in opposition to the application? There being no response, is there any board discussion?
The only last question I got is it all 4 windows we see here, and there's none in the back that they're replacing?
All the application said was all the windows on the upper level.
I'll take that. Think about it.
It's on the second level, so if it's four, it looks like
I
it's.
would hope.
So I'll make a motion that we approve with the understanding that all windows on the second floor will be replaced and matched accordingly as submitted.
Just a question, just
Mhm.
a point. He may have windows on the backside. Do we care about that? Because we.
That's an alley back there, isn't there? That's an alley, right?
Yeah.
All the second floor windows visible from central?
I'll amend that. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I don't know what you guys think.
No, that's fine with me. I just didn't know if we wanted to force him to do something in the alleyway.
Because this street view looks like I can't see it all, but it looks like there's at least 3 or 4 on the backside. 3. Just only 3 windows on the backside.
And I think that's Reynolds behind there. It's either the alleyway or it's a parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
one or the other.
Well, if it's parking lot.
It's a parking lot currently.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's a parking lot in the front here.
Looks like a parking behind.
Yeah, I still stand with what I submitted.
I think it would be an improvement,
100%.
period.
We have a first and we have a second. Do you want me to read roll?
Do we have a first and a second, or do we have a motion to, with a stipulation and a motion to approve as submitted?
So I'll read, just so we're clear, so I'll resubmit my motion that we approve that the 4 windows that you can see from Central Avenue align to what is submitted. And in the paint, I approve as well.
I'll second.
All right, if you call the roll?
Andy Brickler,
Yes.
Corey Carter,
Yes.
Matt Dixon,
Yes.
Rachel Rutherford,
Yes.
Sam Cornwall, Roger Daniel.
Yes.
All right, do we have any new or old business that needs to be addressed?
Just if anybody's got any extra money, the old Carnegie Library.
Is up for sale? Yeah.
Is
It's
listed,
up for sale and
Yep.
listed.
The only kind of old business I got is I know we had our special meeting with the preservation plan, and this just kind of an update where that's at in the next phase, because I know South Main's had a good turnout from their side. The Highlands, we're trying to get some traction on that, just understanding what the next phase of it is for public input.
Absolutely. So since that special meeting, I went back through the last 3 years and went through every single application, categorized it, and provided them what was approved, what was denied, what was a continue, or a motion to continue, and the reasoning why, provided all that information to them so they can kind of get an understanding of how the board feels, how the city feels, and the direction that, for things that they would like to focus a little bit more on. We have a lot of fences, we have a lot of poles that come through, and it's just some information that they would like to have. I've had 2 additional meetings with them since the special meeting to kind of talk a path forward. Right now, they're wanting to fill out the preservation plan a little bit more, and they are still accepting any public comments from stakeholders or any community members at this point in time. And I will be working with them on completing a survey that we will have online for any interested members who within the city of Middletown who would like to provide input can go on the survey. And then in addition to creating the online survey, we're going to have to share it on our social media page. I believe the city just hired a new social media manager, so I'll be working with that individual shortly. And that's kind of the path we're on right now. As far as our next public engagement meeting, that is yet to be determined. We're looking sometime between August and September, but as we're already in July 20th, it's probably going to be September, October timeframe. I'd like to have at least a 30-day notice for everybody else, as well as have enough time to reach out to stakeholders and get enough public engagement. We're also kind of talking to them a little bit more about getting a little bit more public engagement at our next meeting. We only had 8 people total, 4 families. So
Maybe if we get the Historical Society to blast it out to all of their members and the people that are on their Facebook page.
That's good.
I did reach out to the Historical Society, told them the date and the time. They did tell me that they were going to be there. Fortunately, something happened. I'll continue to reach out to them, continue to reach out to DMI, continue to reach out to all the historic districts, continue to reach out to you, and we'll continue to post things on our social media page. If there's any other suggestions you guys have, I'm always interested.
Do we know if there's any code enforcement going on with the U.S. Hotel yet?
Not with the U.S. Hotel. It's been a bit of an issue. We had the building department go out there. I know that they had to do something with some type of inspection because we had the facade falling off of it. I'm not sure if you've seen, but there's been quite several large chunks falling off. And I know that they were working with the property owner to ensure that building is not going to be condemned. Not sure where that stands at this point in time.
We really need to talk with the legal department. We need to start pulling out the bigger guns, or it's just going to end up demolished.
Yep.
And we're running out of time. I'm not sure it can survive another winter and still be rehab.
Can we, as a commission, make a request that legal attend our next meeting?
I think we could. Let's do that. If everybody's in favor,
I'm in favor of that.
That's good.
Thanks, James.
Absolutely.
And then another item that I'm curious is, whatever happened with Art Central? With the rock mural painting? I know we were trying to get a hold of them, and it keeps evolving, and I think it's done now.
I don't
Well-
know if it's done or not. It still looks like it's in progress.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what the final design was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I have been working with Sue. I believe her last name is Whitman, but Sue from the Art Central Foundation. I sent out 2 code enforcement letters. The next one was going to be a civil penalty. She told me that she was going to get an application into me, asked me to hold off. I held off on the application, the civil penalty, with the understanding that she would get me the application within a reasonable time frame. We were thinking 3 weeks. And then went back to it that she argued and said that she is not a historic building, nor is she within the historic district. So I had to provide documentation to her to provide that. Provided both via email, and I told her that I had printed off and set it at the 3rd floor counter, and that she was able to pick it up any point in time, had her name written on it. After several emails back and forth, I was about to bring law in, told her, I'll let them handle it from now on. She told me that she will apply for an application again, and that she would get it submitted to me by the 2nd week of June. As we are now on July 20th, I already issued another zoning code violation. The next thing will be a civil penalty. So the civil penalty should be happening 1st week of August. We don't hear anything.
I really just don't understand that they've filed applications for that building before. We've approved every mural that they have requested of us. And we just needed the application so that we could say, yes, any mural that was put in the historic district was approved by an application.
I would be willing to share any email or communication I have with her with you, just for record or to brief you on what is happening if you have any interest in that, either individually or as a group. But there has been an extensive effort on our behalf to work with them.
How hard of an effort is it to get that? I don't want to put a whole lot of time on you, but I would definitely be interested in seeing that so I can personally have conversations with that organization. To Matt's point, we've been in good relationship with them. I don't know where it went sideways.
I'm
So if you can send that out to the whole commission, that'd be great if it's something feasible.
the email chain.
Your email traffic on it.
Oh, absolutely.
You guys good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were also the sponsor of the mural across the street from their building.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, do we know what's going on with the Perry Thatcher mural or where the missing panels are for the one that was on the side of the Y?
I have spoken to the actual property owners of the Cincinnati State Building. They're within the regard that Perry Thatcher donated the mural to the city. So in fact, the city owns the mural.
He
Or
wasn't alive at the time.
Seems to be some type of vague miscommunication that we've been working on. They're in complete compliance with tearing it down. If it wants to be removed, they're saying that they don't have the remainder of the panels. From any other or any other conversations that I've had with them, they don't have the panels and they're not interested in replacing it. So they're much more likely to tear it down than replace it. And if that's the direction we want to go,
Sam Ashford is the one who designed it.
How long ago was that? What year would you say that was roughly, Roger?
I wouldn't be able to say, but it's been at least 4 or 5 years, maybe a little longer.
It seems like they ought to be able to be reproduced without.
Well, Sam probably did it on a computer.
Yeah,
He probably got all the information.
So where's this, from your stance, James, if they're saying it's city mural, is legal involved looking at that, or is it just kind of, hey, they're saying that, and you guys are just, haven't taken any further steps?
They stated that there was an agreement between the city and the previous building owners prior to them, or two people prior to them, that stated that there was an agreement to put it on their building, but the city would own and maintain it. We have no record of that, not that I can find. I think our best bet would be for me to reach out to previous city planners here in the city that are no longer working here. That might be one step. The other step is to
I believe the Whitmans actually appeared before us and proposed the mural, and we approved it. So there should be some record here in our minutes someplace.
do you know what month or year?
No, I don't know what year,
Okay.
but I would say it goes back 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
It's been damaged for, what, at least 3?
Stop in here on the commission.
So they would have filed some kind of an application, and it would have had, at least said they had the approval of the building owner at the time. But at no point did the city take ownership of it.
Another thing I think is maybe reach out to Sam to see if he's got the original design, just so if the city, just to get it in the city's hands, that we can support whatever the path forward is. I'm not saying it's a city problem, but if the owners need it.
James, do you know Sam?
I do not.
I can send him an email if you like.
Okay,
I will be candid and state that I believe from my conversation that if this is an issue that we continue to push, they would be more likely to see it removed than to be replaced on their behalf.
and that still
From a
takes the city
personal
away.
standpoint, that's fine with me.
I'd like if the city is responsible for it, that the city take responsibility for it.
Yep.
But honestly, it's not good for our city to have a damaged mural. It might be better for it to be removed if it is not going to be repaired.
So you want me to contact Sam?
I would, just so if we just know where we got the design, if he has it.
Okay.
And that's just another avenue that we can say, hey, we have the original design. And then we all can make a decision, because I'm assuming they would have to submit a COA to remove it, correct, James?
Correct.
So if that became for us, we would know the original design and their proposal, and then we could make a decision then.
Or petition the city to take responsibility for it, or reach out to Perry Thatcher's or his family to see if they want to take over the effort to try to get someone to sponsor its repair. But besides that mural, the mural on the opposite side on the YMCA building also appears to be damaged.
A little bit worn. The painting,
Hmm.
the painting of the, I believe it's the kids on the YMCA.
No, there's a city scene, a mural that was on panels that was moved to the YMCA building when the parking garage, I believe, was demolished, or possibly it was the Swallens building, one of the structures.
What side of the building is that on?
Hmm.
What side of the building is that on?
It's on the side of the building that's on, like, the
Manchester?
south side, I guess.
Manchester? Or no, that's north side, so it'd be on
Not on
south side. Okay, I got you.
I mean,
I
we've
understand.
got Perry Thatcher mural here,
It's on the opposite, I get you then, yep.
they're directly opposite from one another.
So I will look into having a legal rep attend the August meeting to discuss the U.S. Hotel. I'll send you an email of communication with Sue from the Art Central Foundation. I'll look into the Perry Thatcher mural. I'll reach out to them again, the property owners, have their contact through our Economic Development Department to ask if they'd be interested in either replacing or removing the art. And then I'll look into the YMCA mural for any wear and tear, and then if necessary, I'll ask them to reapply. If it is just like, if it's just slight paint or anything else for like a repair or replacement, that can be done in-house by me. Doesn't have to come to you, so.
All right. new or old business that needs to be brought before the commission? All right, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to adjourn?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? All right, this meeting of the Historic Commission is adjourned. Y'all weren't obligated to stay through the whole thing.